There are many things that bring joy in this life. Playing the game with your boys, that first sip of cold water after being outside in the sun all day, sucking the toes of fine shit you just met yesterday. These are the moments that make life worth living. The experiences that you can actually look back and smile on. Modern dating is not one of them. Now listen, everyone agrees that the dating scene is just absolutely cooked. There's nobody arguing against that. The problem is that we are still just contributing to the problem. Like, we genuinely complain for hours about how awful it is, just to turn right back around and hop on the apps like, tonight's the night, it'll work for sure. It isn't helped by the fact that every few months, there's a new rule or theory explaining why your 67th talking stage didn't work. 3-month rule, 6-month rule, first love theory, taxi cab theory, you're unlovable and hated by everyone theory. I mean, at this point, I feel like I have to know enough to get a psychology degree before I can even go on a date. And the funniest part of all this is that these theories are absolutely useless in helping people build a relationship. They just make people feel better about avoiding responsibility. Aw, darn. It didn't work out because he broke the 3-month rule. No, it didn't work out because one of you was awful at communicating and the other was trying to pretend not to care even though they care a lot. Like, you can be talking every single day, going out consistently, sleeping at their house. Y'all could be having conversation like, hey, I just really want you to know, I enjoy being around you and I think I really like you, maybe even love you. Oh my gosh, I really feel the same way about you. Like, you're really amazing. Wow, that's really cool. I'm glad that we feel the same way about each other. So what are we? Like, why is it when you ask a question like that, the energy instantly changes? Like, all of a sudden, it becomes 10 times more complicated. That phrase has single-handedly ended more potential relationships than cheating ever has. And then suddenly, boom. It's no longer two people enjoying each other's company, it's a situationship. And let's keep it a bean on what a situationship actually is. This is literally a relationship where two people are emotionally invested, physically involved, they even be locked in mentally, but they genuinely can't stand to be accountable. And people love to say that, oh, labels just make things too complicated, they muddy the waters. No, they don't. You know what does ruin things? Confusion, ambiguity. I don't know, maybe pretending that you don't care when you obviously do? And it's always the person who benefits from the lack of labels that says they are a bad thing. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I was definitely that person. I would always say, oh, labels, they just make things too difficult. Let's just have fun. Or my favorite, oh, why should we try to put a label on it? I don't even know what I want for real. I was so terrified of being with these people, and I wanted to keep my options open. So when I'm telling y'all this, I know, cause I did it. But the situationship stuff is manageable when it gets compared to how you have to text in order to get a girl's attention nowadays. Like, all the rules you have to follow genuinely make me want to put a bullet right between my eyes. If you reply too fast, oh, now you're needy. Too slow, and you don't care. You use emojis. Nah, bro, that's too enthusiastic. No emojis, you're dry. You say hey, that's too boring. You try to ask questions about their day, now you're doing too much. Don't ask enough questions? Now you're not giving enough effort. Dude, why does it feel like I'm trying to solve a Rubik's Cube when all I want to know is how your day was? Like, people will genuinely sit and analyze a text for hours like it is some sort of riddle. Bro, what do you think she meant when she said lol? I don't know, man. I think that is code for she hates your guts and wants you to jump out the window. Or it could mean she thought what you said was funny. There's really no in between. And why do people suddenly become valedictorian level English majors when feelings are involved? You'll get a message and it just says, yeah. And then here comes your friend talking about, yeah, you see how there's no punctuation after that? It's an obvious sign of emotional distance. No, it isn't, bruh. She's probably just busy, or tired, or getting clapped by Big Jamal while you're at school. Will you shut up? And you know what really kills me is that no one even follows these rules. People will tell you, hey bro, you can't reply too fast. She's gonna think you're clingy. But as soon as they like someone, they reply in 12 seconds with an entire paragraph with perfect punctuation and a heart eyes emoji. Like, bro, what are we doing? But let's move from the digital realm and talk about approaching people IRL, because even there's a problem with that now. Dudes will really not approach women. They would rather behave like full-time private investigators instead of just saying hi. They could find her Instagram, Twitter, her MySpace, her Spotify Wrapped, and yet they can't find the courage just to say hello face to face. And the craziest part is that back in the day, before we had phones, if you didn't approach her, you would never see her again. Like, bro, our great grandfathers fought in wars, traveled the world using just a map, and here we are scared to make eye contact with a beautiful shawty in Target. Social media has really messed us up because now everyone thinks they have access to everyone. Back in the day, shooting your shot used to mean something. Now people can just bail out and be like, nah bro, I'm a DM her later. No you aren't. You're gonna overthink the first message for weeks, then accidentally like a post from 2019, and it's raps. And here's the thing, even if you do DM, now you're right back into the texting situation, and you gotta worry about how long to wait, what to say, and whether or not you're coming off as a complete idiot or a confident dude. And then, like, at some point, you're not even talking to a person anymore. You're making it a performance. And this leads right into my biggest point. Because even if you do manage to somehow jump through all the hoops of the dating theories, the texting rules, and land a date with her, you get something much worse than all the other stuff. Something so diabolical, it scares even the strongest men on earth. You get expectations. And in 2026, these quote-unquote expectations are absolutely bonkers. Guys want women who can cook, clean, take care of the house full time, and still be super cool about everything. Girls want men who work non-stop, pay for everything, are emotionally available, mysterious, ambitious, dominant, soft, romantic, funny, tall, and also somehow want him to have unlimited free time to spend with her. Like, bro, pick two. You aren't getting all that from a single man unless you design him in a lab. And half the people don't even know what they're looking for. Ask your girl what she wants, and she can name you a laundry list of things like she's building a Sims character. You ask a dude the same question, and he'll be like, bad. And then somehow when talking about expectations, this phrase is uttered that instantly lets you know the conversation is about to crash and burn. I just feel as a man you should. This chicken is cold. No, but for real. This phrase irks me so much because, like, how are you gonna tell me what I should be doing? Just thinking about it gives my brain aids. As a man, you should be working, but also make me your priority and pay for everything and never ask for anything back, and also be emotionally available, but not too emotional. Bro, what do you want? A robot? How am I supposed to be rich, present, unavailable, and soft? And notice how you never hear a man say this phrase ever, because let a man say, I just feel as a woman you should. Now you're controlling, toxic, manipulative, and broke. And it just shows you like everything is a buzzword now. When you want to set boundaries, suddenly you're toxic. If you don't agree with her, you're sassy. Show some discomfort, insecure little boy. Don't immediately fold in an argument, now you're a manipulator as bad as Ted Bundy. Hey, I really don't like it when you go out to the club with only your guy friends and then don't text me until 7 a.m. the next morning. I would really appreciate it if you kept me updated, you know? Wow, are you really trying to tell me what I should and shouldn't do with the phone that I pay for? You are such an insecure, manipulative little boy. I'll go where I want, with who I want. And now she's in the Boston Crab behind a 7-Eleven at 2 a.m. because you tried to set some boundaries. Now look, I'm not saying that these words never apply, because of course at times they do. I'm not saying nobody is ever toxic, but when every disagreement is turned into one of these buzzwords, nothing means anything anymore. Some people aren't looking for communication, they're searching for compliance, and as soon as you aren't complying, you get stuck with a label. And then if you somehow pass all these stages, you get to the pinnacle of modern dating, the evolution of situationship. You talk every day, say I love yous, take each other on dates. You've even met their friends. And then as soon as somebody asks, what are y'all? It's complicated. Oh my gosh. I would rather have somebody pull every single tooth out of my head while I'm awake than ever have to deal with this. Like, it's really simple. You're either together or you're not. And just when you think things couldn't be more confusing than they already are, here comes the internet with more theories. Oh yeah, he failed the lamp theory. Wow, you really got stuck with the first love theory. Yeah, it makes sense why it can't work. Haven't you heard of the 1-year rule? Gosh, just take me out back like old Yeller at this point. Dating doesn't even feel like it's about connection anymore. It just feels like it's all part of some psychological warfare. Everyone's trying to outplay one another instead of just doing the easy thing and being honest and upfront with how they're feeling. Like, it's no surprise that half of Gen Z doesn't want to date anymore. Everyone's tired, scared, and confused. Everyone's pretending they don't care while secretly being wildly invested. People say just lock in and focus on yourself like that solves all the problems, which is hilarious because a lot of their focusing on themselves is just ignoring the emotional hurt they have been through and calling it growth. And the crazy part about all this is that love is still worth it, if it's genuine. If it wasn't, I'm pretty sure that humanity would no longer exist at this point. Now look, I get it. People are scared. People have been hurt. Nobody wants to waste their time. But if we continue to treat every small issue like it is proof that love can't exist, then you will end up alone creating those dumbass theories about dating on the internet. In conclusion, stop being a baby back bitch and stand on business. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.